Hello?
Bro, have you seen that article?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Heck yeah.
Bro, where's Exotic?
I'm about to call him right now.
Exotic.
ETJ?
Almighty D-Bear.
Mom?
Pops.
What's up, guys? Welcome
We are
back
the
to
Hardy
Rumble.
Rebel Rumble. Thanks for tuning in. Man, and I gotta say once again, I'm awesome and subscribe.
Yeah. I mean, subscribe, but I don't know about the I'm awesome part, That's more for me or whatever.
Nah.
We're all awesome.
Yeah.
So
Boy.
Today is my mom's birthday.
It's my birthday.
See,
Actually, it's my born day because I didn't give birth to myself, but I was born today. And I want to pay tribute to my mother because she birthed me today.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And happy birthday, Grandma Nanachka.
Absolutely.
And you
They're
are
gonna be-
36.
Yeah, I have 36 years on this realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Dad, you want to say anything?
I mean, yeah, as we do what we do and get into the flow of the conversation, no doubt. We're just gonna keep vibing and let the vibes do what it do and see what happens.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Let's get it. What's popping? What we got to talk about?
Man, so I wanted to talk about you guys' relationship. All right. So really,
All right.
how did you guys' first kiss happen? Was it like Dad leaning in, then Mom just going with it? Like, how did it happen?
See, it's a lot that build up to that. You know what I mean? Like, you want the long story, or you just want to know what happened the first
The
time?
long
we
story.
kissed?
The long story.
All right. Well, the story is super long, so I'll give you a
Short.
sped up
A
version.
truncated version.
Yeah, there we go. A truncated long version of the long version. So, we was friends for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we used to talk on the phone like literally every day as friends. So one time when we was talking on the phone, I had a little bit too much to drink. You know what I'm talking about? So I was with brother Adrian. We was throwing back some drinks, and I was talking to Mom on the phone. I had a girlfriend at the time too. So as I was drinking and feeling good, I was about to tell Mom for the first time like I was digging her and I liked her, but Adrian was like, shh, you can't be doing that, you know what I mean? Because again, I had a girlfriend and the situation, y'all know, was complicated. So I didn't say nothing. I was like, you know what? I got to call you back, and I just hung up. So the next day, I was at work, and at that time, I would work at night. So I was working from like 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, and me and Mom would talk on the phone every night. So while we was talking on the phone, Mom was like, so what's up? What you was about to say last night? I was like you like me or something? I was like, yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do. What's happening? So she was like,
So I said, I like you too.
I was like, woo. So from there, she was like, well, you should come over tomorrow when you get off of work. So, I got off of work.
No. And he said, okay, but we're just going to talk.
Yeah,
I said,
that's right.
okay.
I put my foot down, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a girlfriend. She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we just going to talk. I'm going to come over, but that's it. We just going to talk. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't with that funny stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, so I came through, and we did talk. We started talking, and, the vibes just became the vibes, and I don't even want to say like I leaned in, like the vibes just happened of us just kissing.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So like you guys leaned in at like the same time? What was that?
Probably. I mean, I think we were sitting next to each other. We were talking. Yeah, and then just started kissing. I don't know if one initiated first, but I mean, I'm sure we were like holding hands at the time.
That was
and
like-
then
Hey.
What's happening? What's happening, girl?
So how old were you guys when this happened?
I was 18.
And I was 20. Yeah,
So you
man,
guys
we was
are-
kids.
16 years in?
We are exactly 18 years in. So today marks where I have been with Dad exactly half of my life. So I'm 36 today. And I got with him when I was 18.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I thought that Dad was 36 for some reason. That's why I said 16.
What the heck?
No.
Oh,
That's crazy. 18 years.
We are 18 years in. Cheers.
cheers to that.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys met at a bus stop, right?
We met at a bus stop.
Yes.
So what were you like talking about? What, like,
Yeah.
what's your full story when you met?
The full story. Dang.
This is what happened when we first met. Okay. I was catching the bus on Normandy in Venice, and I was going to TT's house.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay, so I got off the bus on Normandy. I crossed the street so I could take the Venice bus going east towards TT's house. So I saw Dad and Raphael at the bus stop that I was heading towards before I crossed over, and they crossed the street to go the opposite direction of where I was going. So they were heading west on Venice, and I was heading east on Venice.
Oh.
So I saw them at the bus stop I was heading to. Then they walked across the street. Then they walked back across the street. So I thought maybe they were lost. I was like, "Are you guys lost? Do you need directions?" And they were like, "No, we're trying to decide if we're going to school or going to the arcade."
What the heck?
Hey man, this was real decision. So we was like, all right, let's go to school. Then we was like, man, nah, let's go to the arcade. And it was like, well, we should go to school. It was like, but we walked back across the street, like, but we want to play some video games too. You know what I mean? And we did that like 4 times.
So,
But they were
where
in
y'all
college.
go?
They were in college at the time because I was 16, so they were 18.
Yeah, we were going to Santa Monica College at the time. And that's a far bus ride. It was like an hour bus ride. So we were like, man, do we feel like doing this today? Or the arcade was like 5 minutes the other
Right.
way. You
The
know what I
arcade.
mean?
So they were going to the arcade by USC. So you know where USC is.
Yeah.
And then you know where the beach is
Yeah.
in relation to where we lived in LA. So that's how far of it. But on the bus is even a longer distance than if you were in a car.
Mm.
So y'all decided to go to the arcade, right?
Probably so. I
They
don't even
did.
remember,
You guys
but
did. You got on the same bus as I did. You did.
We did. We got on the same bus together?
We did.
Oh, dang. I don't
Yeah,
know
because
why
you
I
walked.
thought-
You came back across the street and headed east instead of west.
So we was on the same bus together?
We were on the same bus.
Oh, okay. I do. Okay, so check this out. We was on the same bus. And then, so yeah, Mom asked us if we got lost, blah, blah, blah. We was on the same bus. And then after she got off the bus, like, I felt something that I never felt before. I was like, oh, man, I should have talked to her. Like, normally, you know, with girls, it's like the girls I was talking to at the time, they was cool or whatever. But it was like, you know, cool if we talk, cool if we don't. But Mom was the first one like, yo, I need to, why, what just happened? Like, I felt like when she got off the bus, like, man, am I ever going to see her again type deal.
Mm.
So, yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
So you guys felt that connection right away.
I did, first time.
I
first time we
didn't. I
saw.
was just like, hey.
Now, when you guys met the second time, was Dad spitting game or what?
No, actually,
Oh,
he wasn't.
dare you.
What?
Well, look,
So the second time I encountered Dad I encountered Raphael first.
Oh.
So I was in USC. Here we go, USC again, at the bank, and he was at the bank, and then he saw me and came up to me and he was like, I'm not going to let you get away this time. Can I get your number? And in my head, I was like, ugh, cheesy. Okay, yeah. So I gave him my number and then, I think he was getting on the bus, but I was walking or vice versa. And then he was like, well, do you want me to walk you home? And I said, okay. So we walked from USC to Normandy and Jefferson. No, Brighton and Jefferson, actually, which is where Dad lived at the time. And I had no idea that he lived right down the street from me. So we ran on our way, like turning down Brighton to head to Grandpa's house. We ran into Dad, and he was outside taking. He was about to take. You were about to take Brian somewhere. Yeah.
Because he was out, he was visiting from New Orleans at the time, so I was taking him back to the airport. So they come walking up the street, and he got this stupid look on his face with his arm around Mom, like, look who I found. Or like on the spiteful one. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But why were you feeling that way? You felt that way because you had said.
Right. So again, on the bus, like I didn't say it to myself. I wasn't just holding it in. Like, man, I should have talked to her. Like, he was my friend at the time. I was telling him, like, yo, man, like I should have talked to her. Blah blah blah. And he said, you know, he had never seen me like going crazy over somebody like that. You know what I mean? So when the second time I saw her, he was like on the braggadocious one, like, look who I found. You know what I mean? On the spiteful one. So. And
I had no idea that there was this backstory going on. Like, I had no clue. I mean, I felt the tension when we ran into each other again the second time. I was like, okay, they're weird. So, I didn't know what the backstory was with that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, though. And he was your friend.
Well, he wasn't my friend. Because if he was, then that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? So he was somebody pretending to be my friend. Obviously.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because I could see, like, if you really like somebody, I know how that happens to where the vibes just take over. But he was just, like, just doing it, you know what I mean? Just to do it. You know, so it's all good. We see what happens in the end when you do stuff out of spite. The vibes always prevails in the end.
Wait, so, alright, so this happened. Mom was like, you guys are weird. So how did you guys end up seeing each other again and then being in a relationship if you were like, these dudes are weird? Like,
so the road deviated a little bit. So I ended up having a relationship with Raphael. And I ended up having a baby with him, and so that's how Jalen came to be. And so at the time, Dad and Raphael were still friends, and so we would just run into each other here and there because they were still friends. And so whenever we would run into each other, we always had this connection, like, I don't know, we were just cool, and, you know, it was a good vibe that we received from each other, so we always talked. And then eventually the talking from seeing each other in person moved on to talking on the phone, and so then our relationship developed even more because we developed a friendship on the phone, and just anything that I needed help with, he was always there to help me and never really, you know, asked for anything in return. So I really appreciated it because at the time, you know, I was a young single mother and I needed help, and he was there to always help me.
Oh, dang. So you were taking care of Jalen. Wait, were you?
Not like, well,
like
during
helping
this
out.
time,
Right.
well, like if I needed to go to the doctor or if I needed a ride somewhere or if I was even hungry or, you know, whatever the case, you know, he would, because he had a car. So he would pick me up, take me where I had to go, do the things I needed to do. And, you know, we kicked it in the meantime.
So we spent so much time together because where Grandpa's house is, and you guys remember where Raphael's house is, right? It's like just a few blocks away. And I lived right in the middle where Ted's was, the hamburger stand. You know where the hamburger stand is? On the corner.
Sounds familiar.
It's on
Jefferson and
Jefferson.
Normandy.
It's like the midpoint between my house and Raphael's house.
I
The
only
main
remember-
street.
I only-
Have we ever eaten there before?
Maybe.
Yes, we used to get fries on the corner when we would get fries
I
with
think so.
Thousand Islands.
Thousand Islands?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Mom lived here, I lived here, Raphael lived here. You know what I mean? So we were just so close and in such close proximity, and during that time where Mom and him were together, we would double date a lot. So me and Nora and Mom and Raphael would double date a lot. So all this time, our friendship was just building because we was always around each other, always kicking it, and it just kept on developing from there. It was just nothing we tried to do. We were just like, it was just genuine friendship the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is a long, crazy story.
Yeah. Oh man, we leaving so much out. Too hot for TV. But yeah.
Wow.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much our beginnings.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, Mom, do you remember any of like the craziest times in your life, like where you were like crazy scared?
Crazy scared? Well, I mean, the one time I can think of that was crazy scared about was, I had stayed out all night, and normally TT would cover for me if Grandpa called her, because I was still like a teenager, and I stayed out all night. And TT normally covers for me, but only if she knows I'm okay. So I didn't call her to let her know I was okay, and so Grandpa called her, and she didn't have any answers for him. And so when I got home in the morning, I was super scared that I was about to die because I stayed out all night. That is like, when I think of being scared, that's the one time that I felt real fear.
So,
I
what
know,
happened?
right?
Did you get whooped?
No, because Grandpa's a teddy bear. I got punished, but I didn't get whooped.
Sounds like Grandpa. What about you, Dad? Have you ever been like super scared one time in your life?
Nah, nothing that I can remember like that. I think the things that have caused me the most anxiety was things that happened like after you guys were born, like doctors telling us that, they wanted to do surgery in your eardrums, and doctors telling us, you know what I mean, they wanted to do open heart surgery on you, so nothing real fearful, but those are like, the most anxious times I remember. Because when you have kids, like every parent just wants their kids to be healthy, happy, you know what I mean, living a good life. And when you hear that your kid, that doctors are recommending major surgery on your kids, it's like, yo, something we have to talk. It was just a lot of anxiety and stuff during those times.
So is open heart surgery when they have to like cut like your chest open to get to your heart? Because I thought that they have to like dig through my leg or something.
Yeah, they that is open heart surgery when they cut your chest open. But yeah, they did want to go through the leg artery.
Well, they were trying to tell us that they could do a less invasive surgery by going through your artery in your groin area.
which is a major artery. Like if something happens right there and it gets cut the wrong way, you can bleed out. That's one of the major arteries. You can bleed out and die. So,
But that's why it's important not to take your doctor's word at face value. You have to do your own research. You have to, and if you can't come to a conclusion on your own, get a second opinion, which is what we did. We went to a whole different network of doctors, and they said that you weren't even a candidate for that type of surgery because of where your murmur was located. That if they had they wanted to put something called a implanter, I think that's the name of it, that it looks sort of like a tack, to plug the hole in your heart, that it was located, the hole was so close to a valve that it would have sucked the implanter out and tore your heart up.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Exactly. So that's why it's important to do your own research. You weren't even a candidate for the type of surgery that they were trying to do. And here you are, 11 years later, healthy, happy, and fit.
hey.
Yep.
We
Don't
did
need
not
no
allow
surgery?
this surgery to happen.
No. And we know too, how we let them do that surgery like that, you know.
You would
That
have
would've
been
been it.
you would have
You
been
would've
having
been-
surgeries your whole life. Like,
Or you would have you wouldn't have made it out the surgery probably.
you were so little. How were you? You were like 2. How old was
Yeah,
he?
something like 2 or 3.
2
I
or
think
3
we were
years
just
old.
starting. He was just about to start preschool in Irvine or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was like that serious.
And then when you were about 4, Darius, your ears had gotten so clogged that you couldn't hear what we were saying. So we took you to the doctor. They tried flushing your ears out, all this other stuff. And they said, "Oh well, it's not clearing, so we can surgically insert some tubes to help the fluid in his ear drain." But that would have just been, it wouldn't have been a solution for us, because you have to be careful of getting water in it. And we lived in Irvine, where we were swimming every day and going to the beach every day. So
Or even just bathing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll do the surgery, but he can't get any water in his ears or around his ears. It's like, how you supposed to manage
but that's
that?
their first option. So, and we're like, well, what else can happen? Or we can wait to see if his ears drain on their own.
What the
Like,
heck?
Did
what? Okay, let's do that. And
Did
they
they
did.
get some out his ear? Like, what was in his ear? Just liquid and that's it?
Right. There was nothing in his ear. It was just buildup of fluid. His ears weren't draining the natural fluid that your ear makes on its own.
So if they had put the tubes in, he wouldn't have ever been able to like go underwater.
I don't know what the logistics are of having a tube. I just know that it would have made it more complicated.
Hey
We just
guys.
knew that wasn't the answer.
So yeah, that just all means basically do your research and your, what was the word, Mom?
Due diligence.
Diligence. Oh, I'm gonna need to look that up real quick. I've been looking.
So what
up
are we? 0-6 now?
0-6
I thought Darius got one last night, right?
last night.
Or was that the night before last?
That was nice.
0-6 for what? You gotta share with the world what we're talking about.
So I told my mom, whatever word she tells me, I bet I'll know the meaning to it. So yeah, she like gave me like some crazy words like extrapolate. like what's extrapolate? Who uses extrapolate?
I do.
So yeah, she's came up with 6 words I don't know. Diligence means careful and persistent work or effort.
Hey,
Exactly.
So do your diligence when it comes to these doctors and stuff.
Hey, Dad. I
yeah,
have a question.
yeah.
So, when, like, did you want to start working with, like, logistics and stuff? Or, like, was that, like, did you first start it just because it was a job, or did you really want to do it?
Man, I didn't even know that business existed. I didn't know anything about it. So, mom was pregnant with Darius. So I had another job that I got fired from. That's another story. So when I got fired from that job, I took a couple months off. Mom was pregnant. You know what I mean? I took a few months off. I was like, I'm gonna just chill for a minute until the baby is about to be born. Then I'll get back to work. So as mom was getting closer, I went to a temp agency. A temp agency is like you go in there, you know, you tell them what your skills are, you tell them what kind of job you're looking for, and then they know all these jobs and they place you into one that they think you would be a good fit for. So they placed me at this logistics company. I didn't even know what logistics was. They just needed somebody to file papers and stuff. Like, this was, at the time, it wasn't no digital files. Like, we was opening up cabinets and putting pieces of paper in the cabinet. So that's what I was doing for like the first month or so. It was only supposed to be temporary. And every month it was like, okay, come back for another week, come back for another week. And then I just started learning the business from that. And, you know, they had to keep me. But yeah, I didn't know anything about the business. It was just a job, you know what I mean? And I just learned the business while I was there filing papers.
So, how much of a raise did you say you asked for?
So at the time they was paying me like $10 an hour or $11 an hour. And as time is going on, I'm like almost running things in that joint. You know what I mean? I'm like doing everything. I know the business, so I'm like, hey, I need to be making about $20 an hour. I need to be making about $40,000 a year. I told the vice president this, and he was like, yeah, you know, blah blah blah. You know, like pretty much like whatever. So, he used to always tell me that I would never make it in that business. He was like, you know what, this business is just not for you. Yeah, in this industry. Like, this industry just isn't for you. Maybe you should do something else. Like, he would say, this industry is for type A personalities, and I was a type B personality. And type B personalities don't work in that industry. I
What does that even make sense?
This is how people think, though. This is how people size you up. You know what I mean? They make judgment on you and size you up and try to put you in a box and tell you what you can't or what you can, what you can't do, and what you should be doing. All that nonsense. So, long story short, a few months later, they ended up hiring a manager to oversee that office, and he's the one that pushed the button to make sure, you know, I got the money that I was asking for. Because I was already running things. Man, I be running things for $10 an hour.
So you got $20 an hour?
Yep.
$40,000 a year.
All right. So you should let them know what you do now, and how. And then after you're done with that, let them know how you came to that.
All right. So, yeah, that's what Darren had asked me, too. He wanted to know how I met Jose. So, to this day, so I'm still in the industry. So, what I pretty much did was take all the skills that I learned over the years, you know, working the job, and started my own company, Jaguar Logistics. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So Jaguar Logistics is a truckload brokerage that me and my partner Jose started in 2016. Darren asked me how I met Jose. So Jose was actually a customer of mine. I used to move freight for his company. And, you know, he just dug the way I did business. I dug the way he did business. One day he was like, hey, let's come together and do something. You want to start a truckload brokerage? We was living in Ecuador at the time. And Jose was like always a cat that even when I wasn't moving stuff for him, we would just talk. You know what I mean? We would just talk about business or life or whatever, whatever. So when he made that suggestion, I took him serious enough to where we flew back to California just to have the conversation and ended up signing the paperwork and creating the business and making it happen from there.
And then after that, you guys just got closer and closer since then.
Well, yeah, you know, like when you start, you know, you're partners. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, me and mom are partners in our marriage. So when you create a company and you own, you know, like a company that you building from the ground up and you own, like you guys are partners. Both of you have an equal interest in making sure that it goes the right way and be profitable and all that stuff. So yeah, we talk almost every day because we partners.
So when you first started your business, after like remember you said that you didn't like get no money off of some loads. How did you start making money? Like, how did you start to get bigger? And
Well, there's actually a rule of thumb in business which we experienced, and the rule of thumb is you do not make a profit until you're between 2 and 5 years in. You begin to make a profit. So that's true.
We didn't understand that at the time. We always heard that, but we like, man, please, we about to go and knock this thing out, and we about to be rich in 6 months. You know what I mean? But to answer your question, how do we start making money? You learn on the job. You know, you don't know what's happening until you actually do it. You can study business and this and that and the third, but once you start operating the company, it's gonna be way different than everything you done read and studied. So the way we started making money was just keep doing business and learning from our mistakes.
And eventually the business profit outweighed our bills. So that's what they mean by a profit. So for the first 2 years, we were bringing in money, we were operating, but it was paying the bills. Now we're to a point where we're paying the bills and salaries. So
Nice.
that's what we mean by profit.
Right. Because the company has bills. You know, we have all these softwares to post our loads. We have softwares to enter our loads into. We have to pay for
Insurances,
We have
permits.
a bond. You know what I mean?
all
We have
kinds
to
of
have all
things.
this stuff. You know, that's, monthly bills. So at first, what we were making was pretty much just going to pay the bills. So like Mom said, now we're to the point to where we can pay the bills and have pay ourselves bonuses, so this thing is continuously taking off.
then you guys are about to get bigger and better when you go to now.
Always.
Yeah.
And so I just want to shamelessly plug our website.
Go ahead.
You can check out our website at www.jaguarlogisticsinc.com, and I proudly built that on my own.
Ooh, she did it all by herself.
Woo.
Awesome job.
Yeah, it was a beautiful job. I'm proud of it, and I knew nothing about building a website. I knew nothing about coding, and now I'm completely interested in all of it.
Yeah, I be hearing people say like coding is going, that's the next big economy. Like that's the future. That's what everybody is moving towards. So that's something that you guys should definitely peek into.
It's always interested me, coding.
Yeah, man, learn it. That's the wave. Not even the next wave. That's the current wave.
Jaguar Logistics, the website, link in the description as well. If you forgot the name or something,
Yeah.
you didn't want to rewind it, just click on the link in the description.
Yeah, I also put it up on the screen too.
Hey, that's what's happening. Put the logo up too.
Alright.
What else? What we doing on this glorious born day of yours, honey?
Born day of mine. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling yet. The children want to take me bowling. Dad wants to go to the Jaguar Reserve.
I didn't say I wanted to. I was just making suggestions because we didn't have any.
I don't know what I want to do.
Alright, so
Oh, snap.
What?
what?
I mean, while we're talking about Jaguar Logistics and stuff, we just suddenly bring up Dad was suggesting going to a Jaguar Reserve where we go bowling. That place is named Jaguar.
Dang. Mind blown.
Can't touch this.
Hey.
Oh.
Crazy!
Dad, what was your most biggest project except for the Apex one?
In Denver.
Denver, maybe so. Was it Denver? Well, me and Mom, when we flew to Denver a couple of years ago, we moved like I don't remember how. Was it like 50 trucks we moved? about 15 trucks maybe of solar panels from Denver to Phoenix. So that was a nice project. You know what I mean? The Apex one you was talking about, we moved 30 trucks because State Farm Insurance was moving their offices. So, we arranged 30 trucks from Seattle to Atlanta, Georgia, and Chicago, moving all their product from one office to the other. And we did such a great job at that. That's how we're going to the conference in New Orleans. So after that project was over, dude called me like, yo, y'all did a bang out job. You know what I mean? All of us in this industry are going to be at this annual conference. And y'all know what annual means?
Yeah.
Darren?
No.
Annual?
No. Wait.
Yeah, we've gone over this before, but go ahead.
Manual means.
No.
No.
And whenever you hear annual or annually, that means yearly. Every year it happens.
Yeah.
So they invited us to this annual conference that they have, and this year is going to be in New Orleans. So it was like, you should come through. It's going to be like a conference, but like they're going to take breaks in the conference, and we're going to have a table set up with all of our company info, promotional items. So that project is what led us to going to New Orleans next week.
I'm
Awesome.
excited for that.
Me too. I've never been in New Orleans.
Me either.
But that's crazy. 3 days. We gotta start packing. We
For
gotta
real.
start cleaning.
Yeah.
Got to start thinking about what we going to eat out there.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm eating some donuts. That's for sure.
Ooh,
Yeah,
some
me
New
too.
Orleans
That's
donuts.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
We'll figure everything else out, but I'm eating some donuts.
Well, they have something called a beignet that
Mm.
is supposed to be probably better than a donut. I don't know. I've never had an authentic one, but it's like fried dough with powdered sugar and
Woo.
yumminess. So
Mm.
Need one of them too.
I don't know about that. You said fried dough with sugar?
a donut
Yeah.
is fried dough.
That's what mom do when she make
I
donuts at
know,
home.
but
Baby mama done.
oh yeah.
It's just fried biscuit dough with sugar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beignet.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
So you guys, being that your great grandparents are from Louisiana and you guys have had authentic gumbo, do y'all think y'all be interested in trying some restaurant gumbo in New Orleans?
Absolutely, I am.
I
Of
don't.
course you are, E.T. ETJ.
If y'all don't know what that stands for Expensive Taste Junior.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why we call him ETJ.
What does exactly have? Crab, shrimp, fish.
Crab, shrimp, sausage.
Yep, crawfish, yep, sausage. It's just a big old pot of meat soup.
I don't think so,
I think I would
cause
taste some of Mouse's. I don't think I would
Yeah.
just order it because that's probably super expensive.
I'm gonna
If
get
I
sick
don't
off
like
that.
It, if I don't like it,
Then you're getting a whooping.
yeah, that's exactly why
Yeah.
I'm not gonna order it.
Yeah.
You said you think it'll make you sick?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
Too much going on?
Mhm. I don't like seafood like that. I don't like meat like that. They got chicken gumbo.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I think like real authentic gumbo, it got the works in it, the crab and all that good stuff.
Mm.
Get some po' boys. He was popping with some po' boy sandwiches.
What's that again?
That's it's famous in New Orleans. It's pretty much a sandwich, but you can get them like oysters, catfish, shrimp. Just a down south famous sandwich called a po' boy.
Cool.
Dad, when's the last time you had gumbo?
I can't even remember. Maybe like 10 years ago when we lived in Irvine.
I remember. I think I remember the last time I had gumbo. It was either Big Nanny's house or Marina Valley.
Moreno Valley.
Auntie Larisha gave it to us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is she from down south?
No.
Oh.
So, any other topics you guys want to cover?
I don't know. I'm down to wrap it up if you are. We're good. I think
that was a
30 to
good
40
session.
minutes in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't even seem like
Oh.
we just vibing like we do.
Well, thanks for welcoming us on your podcast.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Yes, we gotta do it again. That was
Thanks
fly,
for
fellas.
welcoming us in life.
Hey,
As always, your host, Exotic.
ETJ.
Almighty. There.
See you guys next week.
Bye.